Today on Noisegate, we are checking out two brand new 2023 models from Ibanez. We have the 2203 and the 2204, both Prestige, made in Japan Ibanez models. Now, you may have seen this HSS version of the Ibanez AZ series before, but you probably haven't seen the 3 single coil versions. This is kind of a new thing for Ibanez. And although you would presume it to be just another Strat copy, this Ibanez actually has this secret little tone control, which gives us a whole lot of extra options, which is very cool. And also the HSS version has this switch here, which gives us a whole nother range of tone options. Now, for most players, they associate Ibanez with shredders, Steve Vai, Satriani, those sort of people. But in more recent times, it's definitely become a brand that is associated with a much wider array of players. People like Josh Smith, people like Larry Basillo, and also famously players like George Benson and Pat Metheny in the jazz world have used Ibanez for a long time, and there is a good reason for that. These Prestige model Ibanezes are absolutely beautiful guitars. A quick overview of some of the features of these two guitars here is a beautiful roasted maple neck here with a rosewood fingerboard. Now, for those who don't know, roasted maple means that the maple is treated and heated to a very high temperature before it is put on the guitar, which makes it a much harder material and also makes it more resistant to absorbing moisture as well as staying solid. So your intonation and the stability of the guitar is much better with a roasted maple. Also, this is coated beautifully so that it actually feels like a vintage neck. You know, you don't have that modern shine that you sometimes don't like on a new guitar. These feel like an old neck. This also has a C profile and a compound radius, which means that you have a great balanced feeling the whole way across the neck. You've also got these easy access higher fret cutaways here in the back of the guitar, and 5 springs, which helps for the stability and the resonance of the guitar too. We've got Goto machine heads and trem system. And you've also got these amazing Seymour Duncan Fortuna pickups, both the 3 single coils in this one, the 2203, and the HSS in the 2204. So that's all well and good. How do these sound, and what makes this different to just any old Strat? Well, first of all, let's go through these sounds as you would expect to hear them. So with any 5-way position and 3 single coils, we expect, you know, this, then those two, then that, then those two, then that. And in this guitar, we get all of those sounds. So very quickly, bridge. So bright and sharp without being sort of too much. Then you got position 2. For all those funky things. Position 3, the most underused Strat position. Position 4 is the Corey Wong Special. And then, of course, position 5 is those beautiful John Mayer-esque neck tones. So, all of that as expected. But this tone knob down here, and let's be honest, Strat players never really wanted these 2 different tones. So, Ibanez have chosen to make one master tone, and then this other tone knob actually is a blend for a few different pickup options. So when I roll that down, I actually get a whole new set of sounds in here. And what I get with this, when I'm in the neck or the bridge position, I get both outside single coils. So that gives me my kind of Telecaster sounds, which is a really useful thing to have in a Strat. So let's have a listen to the neck on its own. Now the neck with the bridge pickup in as well, Telecaster style. Very useful as a guitar player to have those sounds available to you on your gig. Now, another new sound that you may not get in most Strats, almost all Strats, is all three pickups on at once. And what we have got here is the three pickups when I am in the position 2 or 4, and my second tone is rolled down. I get, this is position 4 on its own as normal. Now, this is when I blend in the back pickup with these two, so I get all three pickups on at once. Which to me gives that awesome sort of, that quackiness that we like out of those out of phase positions, but a little bit more kind of attack to those notes. I really like that sound. Let's take a look at the HSS version, because if we're talking about versatility, this guitar over my shoulder here is one of the most versatile guitars I've ever plugged in. While we're plugging and unplugging guitars here, another feature of these Ibanez's is the position of the input jack. Now, this is actually in the back at the top and facing down. Why is that useful? Well, a lot of guitar players will put their lead over their strap like that to prevent it being pulled out if you accidentally step on it. This, up like that, keeps it out of the way so you can sit the guitar up high, which a lot of players like to do, and you're not resting on your lead. But also that angle means that if you do step on it, it doesn't immediately pull out. A very, very nice feature. So here we have an HSS Strap. Now again, when I have this pickup this switch here in the down position, I get the sounds you would expect when you look at a guitar like this, which is to say that I get a humbucker in position 1. In position 2, I get a single coil out of that humbucker and my middle, so I get my usual Strat position 2 sound. In position 3, I get just my middle. Position 4, again in Corey Wong territory. And then finally in position 5, I get my neck single coil. But this little switch here gives me even more options than this guitar, and I love this about this particular model. What we have is we've got the humbucker stays with both directions of the switch here. So either way, I get a humbucker in my bridge. But when I flick that up in position 2, I get just a single coil out of this. So I kind of get my Strat bridge sound as well. So humbucker, single coil. Incredibly useful, because if you are playing in especially a band that does a lot of styles, you might want both of those tones available to you. And a lot of the time, these split humbuckers don't sound like regular single coils. I found that this one, they've done a really great job of making it actually sound like a single coil. When I get to position 3, I now have the humbucker and these two pickups here wired in series, which means that I kind of get the middle position of, say, a Les Paul, where you have two humbuckers working at the same time. So, normal Strat middle. Now, with the two humbuckers in the middle. So you can hear a lot more kind of warmth and bottom end to those humbuckers. Then I get in position 4, I get this kind of Telecaster thing where I've got my single coil in the neck and my single coil in the bridge. A great sound. And finally, I get the position 5, I get the 2 single coils wired in series. So I get a humbucker sort of sound in the neck, which compared to the single coil sounds like this. So this is the single coil. And then here's the humbucker. So you can hear really usable tones the whole way through the guitar. So you've got everything, on this one especially, you've got everything that you could probably want to use on a gig, from all your single coil sounds, all your out of phase, quacky sounds, and humbucker tones as well, all in a really beautiful feeling and balanced and well-made, beautifully appointed guitar. The jumbo frets on this guitar make it really, really easy to play. The compound radius and the high access make it an incredible guitar for both shredders as well as chordal players and people needing a huge range of versatility in their instrument. These Ibanez series are definitely worth checking out. And I encourage you to head to an Ibanez dealer near you and check out some of these new models for 2023. Thanks to Ibanez Australia for letting us check out these guitars. I hope they don't mind that I might hold on to this one a little bit longer, but we've really enjoyed playing both these guitars. Thanks for watching Noisegate. We'll see you next time.